I'm sitting there and I clicked play or click start stream or whatever, and I'm looking at my stream and it hadn't started yet. I was like, I could hit cancel. I've got like a tray of I guess nachos here, plated nachos here that I haven't touched yet. But all the cool stuff I got over here. I got Sky Rogue, I got Pac-Man Museum, I got Clock Tower Rewind, I got Fate the Unholy Trinity. That's supposed to be really cool. I got Pokemon, Dragon Slayer, Zombies Hate My Neighbors. Um, I picked up quite a bit, but none of this stuff was expensive. This is probably the most I might have spent $10 on this. It might have been 13. I don't know. I own it on PC, but I bought it on PC to play on the Steam Deck. And now that my Steam Deck is in like life support mode, I haven't really touched a lot of PC stuff. Like it's funny, the Steam Deck was getting me to use my PC more because I play stuff on there and then come back home and hop on the PC if I wanted to with the cloud saves and stuff. Oh no. I mean, all these games out. Keep forgetting there's some games I bought on here that I was almost gonna get on this on Switch. What up? Or my bad. I was gonna get these games on PC too, but I have to keep reminding myself. I'm like the Steam Deck is on life support until I can afford another one. Um, Battle Suit Aces is one of the games I was about to buy again. Um, there's a man. That new Katamari is out, and I do like Katamari. I love the vibes of Katamari. But I don't know. The problem is that I really, really, really like the first game, and the rest of the series is like, man, these are cool, and they don't really hit. But first game, man, I still think this game right here is really cool to this day, and I can respect We Love Katamari, the second one, for all the improvements that it made. Um, but after that, I don't know. I just kind of dropped off. I would check the games out for a little bit and be like, oh wow, look, oh wow, wow, and then I would stop. Um, damn, I thought I had weird. Thought I had Metal Gear Solid 1 installed on here. I guess not. I got the Sam Show collection. This is bad. I think I saw a review for this game saying that the game was bad, and I didn't believe it. Um, because it doesn't make any sense. It's just an emulated version of the game. I think like the Super Nintendo version, and it's technically fine. Some people complain about like, oh, the controls are weird. I'm like, no, it's just the Super Nintendo one. Um, to me, Zombies at My Neighbors would have always worked better. Like if it was possible back then to be a dual sync game, like Smash TV. But that's not what they did. They came out on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, so they kind of worked it out. Like you have a shoot button, like special move or whatever, special weapon button, swap weapons. Let's go ahead and look this up. I also keep thinking about reinstalling Clubhouse games. Looks totally fine right here. You know what? Looking at this menu, I don't remember the name of the game. Was it Chaos Theory? I don't remember the name of the game was. In the US, there's a game called Soldier of Fortune for the Super Nintendo, and it was kind of like this, which you had like 4 or 5 different characters you could choose, and they all had different abilities, weapons and stuff. It was more modern, I guess. Okay. All right, so continue. Oh, that's right. I think. Okay, so what happened? This dang dog. So what had happened was I was playing this game. Then I was at work. I think I downloaded it right before work because it went on sale like right before I had to leave, and I was like, oh shoot, it's a low enough price for me to actually pick it up. Let's see. Those settings in here. Wait, what? Did this? Whatever. Anyway, so I'm playing the game. Got to the first level. Another guy from work comes up to my car. He's like, "What are you playing?" And I told him, he's like, "Let me play it." And like, I think he got a game over, which I don't care. It's whatever. But that's the last time I played this game, and I remember playing it and trying to explain to him. I was like, "Man, this isn't a good version of this game." You know, I think one of my new standards for emulated things is like options. Like, I don't like playing stuff stretched out. However, not having the option to do it is really weird. I feel like the sound is weird. The fact that there's no option to turn a filter on or anything is also weird because there's only 2 games. Check this out. There's like there's something to do with the way that you like aim. Or maybe it's in handheld mode or something. It was like I was trying to pick people up and I would walk into them and like just miss. It's driving me crazy. Oh my. Right there. I guess it's when they jump, they have like a higher hitbox or something. I don't know. I think the last one's the guy in the pool, right? Yep. Great. Saved everybody. Again, I did this, and then I think the guy came up to the car and played for a little bit, like from right here, and I don't know what happened. He's like, I lost all your lives. Like, what? How? That fast? That that was it. It was that right there. I remember seeing that guy right there, and I tried to like shoot at the zombie, and he's there. I just couldn't hit him. Oh. It could just be me not knowing the strategy of the game, because it seems like what you need to do is be on like, if you're vertical, you can aim down and you have a wider target, but like trying to be shoot at them from the side doesn't work out all well. What in the world? Hold on. Okay then. Okay then. Come on, I'll pay his bill. 5 more to save. Okay. It's no good. When you touch the houses, it's not that you touch the houses and all of a sudden the zombies just show up. It's that I feel like it increases the chances of them spawning in the house and you can't do anything about it. It's all good. Sorry about the bug. My mom's been out. She should be. I think she just got back home a second ago. I think she just pulled up. Oh, shoot. There's another person there. No, that's a zombie. Why did I think that was a cheerleader? No, 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 no. Oh, man. Alone. Sweet. Terror in aisle 5. No, 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 no. Oh, come on, man. They like, occasionally they just like rush people. What's really funny is looking at this game, and I feel like now I'd have to explain like, what is this level? Oh, it's a thing. Back in my day, we had these things called malls. They would have big stores in them called Macy's. Yeah. How do I get over here? Is it open? Ah, man, I forgot about the little crazy kids. No, 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 wait. Dang it. Why are there more popping out? Why do they respawn? What? Great. I don't know where to get a dang key from, man. I see that there's somebody here. Vacation family. I have to figure out how to get to them. Alright, we're good. It's like you have to get to the people, like the hostages or whatever, from an angle where the enemies won't spawn on them, because they'll spawn on them in a heartbeat. Yeah, like that right there. I don't know where this little kid came from, but he popped up. On the flip side,
the less of them that there are, the easier it is for you to like have everybody saved and get out of the level, which is cool. Also kind of sucks because if you lose that one later, it's like an instant game over. What was I gonna do? Or something else. Somebody else. No, that's not his right. Here we go. Yeah, punk. Oh man, he got back up. See how this is going? That's unfortunate. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, whatever. They won. No, what do you mean? How did they get over there that fast? Come on, man. Ugh. Look at this man. Oh, he's got him too. Come on, dude. Give me somebody. Dang maze, man. I'll get there. There's somebody here. Oh. Stupid baby. Stupid baby. Stupid baby. See the most attention. No. To get in there. Oh my gosh. Man. That's not what I wanted. Ow. Saved anybody. There's so many of them on this level. There's one more that's up here somewhere. I just don't know where. Great. Weird kids on the block. And clearly this is something wrong. Oh man. Tough. Now, I've never actually played this level correctly, so this is all new to me. I think anytime I try playing this level, it's like, what's going on here? And just kind of rush through it. I imagine if you play this level with, like, you know, if you're, especially if you're a kid, and you're playing with, like, a friend, like, trying to figure out, like, wait, which one is you? When there's, like, 3 people on the screen? 2. Somebody in the bottom right. This is the one that turns you into... Nope, that's not the one. It's in the bottom right. Sweet. I did it by myself. I did it. I've just been playing the game for, I don't know, was this like 20 minutes? It's the collection. It's this right here. Oh man. What's up? Somebody needs to make a Time Splitters collection. One day it'll happen. The closest I've seen was when they announced that second Homefront game that nobody played. The PC version contains all of, like, I think it's Time Splitters 1 or 2 or something, like, on there. Just, like, hidden away. It's a really weird Easter egg. Oh no. Great. Slightly less great. Gotta get to that one guy or girl. Sweet. Grab. My bad. Okay. We're talking to an ex, and she was telling me about this game and how much, like, how scary she thought it was when she was younger. It's very strange because she was older than me, so she would have been an adult when this game was out. No, she probably would have been in high school by the time this game came out, but I don't remember playing this game as a kid. Like, oh, I can't play Zombies Ate My Neighbors, it's too scary. It was always kind of like creepy. Not creepy, you know, just like Goosebumps scary, maybe. Not even that, because this is... Look at them. They're coming after you, but they're not like... They got goofy faces and stuff. Buttons. There we go. I gotta cut the grass. Let's cut it. This, yeah, it's a protection thingy. It's not what I thought it was. Wow. Gotta take another hit. Yep. Oh, I didn't have to take that one. That one could have been avoided. It's all good though. Where are we going? Where are we going? I wish there was a map. Like, having this is useful, but I wish it wasn't straight up like map. Lucky. You know what? This would make a great. Somebody made like a Netflix cartoony thingy out of this. Would be a pretty good fit. Where do I go? What am I not doing? Go. I feel like I'm missing a door somewhere. I know what's happening is I'm probably going somewhere and then cutting away and like I've already been there and like not fully exploring it, but I don't know where that is. I guess down here, but there's nothing here. There wouldn't be anything here. It's not helping right now is that they're not really showing things. I don't see any like blips of like where people would be at. Oh boy. Let's see if I can figure out a way to go up there to the right. I know I haven't been there yet. There we go. I figured it was going to be something stupid like shoot out the fire, because I could see space behind it. Great. This. Oh wow. What are I know the top one. What is this one? What is an action game in which players attempt to survive by defeating a number of enemies which appear from the left and right side? What? Oh man. Oh man, this is like what's that game? That one there was that one like martial arts game. It was like a stick fighting game where you had people coming from the left and right. I gotta figure out how to sort my library better. Damn it. I'll go to home. Why does home do this? For some reason, the home view doesn't show you everything that you have. This level. After this level, I will switch games. I don't know what I'll switch to. I could switch to the other game in the collection. I'm not going to do that though. The other game is more of the same. Yo, how are you going to put two mummies back there like that? Oh, it worked on both of them though. It's all good. Is this the giant baby? Yeah, this is the giant baby. This was the thing that I remember seeing in like pictures in the magazine. Like, what is that? I don't remember seeing that in the game when I rented it. But I sucked at the game. 5 keys. I think this is my last life. I'm not 100% sure though. Ready around to that gold bar over there. Oh, no. What's that? I think it means I have to kill the giant baby. Come on, man. Oh, baby over here, man. What's the problem, man? Giant baby. Giant baby's gone.
Level 9. What is level 9? Toxic Terrors. So tempting to just keep going, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. That's so cool how fast I went back to the menu. It's like a hot 90s babysitter. That. I wish I had the patience for Clock Tower, man. I've tried to play. I remember trying to play Clock Tower back in the day on like in an emulator, and just not clicking with me, and me not understanding why. I was like, I should like everything about this game. And from what I've seen, it's like if you play it and this, I don't know if this is gonna make any sense. Sometimes you have to play a game for what the game is and not what you want the game to be. That's one of those kinds of games. Where you need to. Well, let's go ahead and speaking of music, we'll hear the intro to this. I watched all the interviews in this last night. Yeah, there's games that I think people get upset with because they're like, "Oh man, this game sucks because it's not this thing that I wanted it to be." It's like, is the game technically good? Well, yeah, but it's like, if you bought, I don't know, Street Fighter and you're mad, like, man, I can't steal any cars in Street Fighter. This game sucks. Like, wait, wrong way, man. Lock Tower. There are no lyrics in the Super Nintendo version of the song, so. This was the thing that got me to actually pick up this collection. Was they did new art for like the intro, and they had a theme. All you have to do is just make a theme with lyrics, and you got it. This is just the first one. It's been out for a while. I think it's been out for over a year. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Lost track of time. I remember there's that horror game YouTuber slash Uzi Hunter that had like a huge like video about this. I think they used her to like reveal if the game was coming out in the US. And in here I was like, man, what other features do they have? They had this, and hearing him just talk about, Dario Argento, that was my inspiration. That's it. It's like, what else? Okay. Where'd you get the idea for this character? Oh, I was watching this movie, and I did something similar. Again, I'm not actually going to play this only because it's too slow. The kind of game I need to be in the right mood for. I need to have, like, man, if they gave me, like... Originally, I was thinking about taking Halloween off, like putting in a PTO day for Halloween. I was like, oh, whatever, it won't matter. We're only working 8 hours on Halloween and the day before. But I didn't do it. So I'll be there, but I'll be out at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, 3:30. I guess, yeah, it'll be 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock or whatever. I'll have the whole night free. But if I had like that weekend off, this would be the perfect time to play something like this. Or if they gave me like, hey, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, come back Saturday, I'm like, yeah, great. But no, I'll be at work. I'm playing the ultimate survival horror. I'm being a black man in America. Um, Seeing this translated
like fan translated in ZS NES back in the day. It was like, oh man, wow, it's a scary game, and then playing it, be like, I don't understand what's happening. Human, are we human? Or are we dancer? This is how the troubles began. Hmm. There's another there's a PlayStation version of this game. I think it was a PlayStation, like, not a port. They call it a port, but it's like a remake. And I think they did it in like slightly 3D and they changed some stuff a little bit, but I think it came out on the actual PS1. Playing this is like going back to play Alone in the Dark. I guess this might be easier to play alone than Alone in the Dark one. Alone in the Dark one, I think Resident Evil 1 holds up pretty well. Alone in the Dark is very hard to go back to. How is so big? It really is. I can't believe this is only the main hall. Girls wait for me here. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? If I'm like, man, I don't have the energy to play this game. Like, you see that walking speed? Let's go. Let's go walk. Let's walk, Jennifer. Hey, Anne. I wonder what kind of person Mr. Barrows is. Right? Yeah. Well, what? The house is big. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't think I'll like it here. You are such a ward. Warts. Worry warts. I cannot say that. I heard somebody say that recently. Oh. Oh yes. You're out there. You said those words. It's a strange combination of words. Block. Okay, like I said, the game that is, I'm going to have to be in the right mood to play that because that game is extremely slow. I heard the car pull up. I think she's back. I keep saying it's not here. I thought they're adding Luigi's Mansion to this, but I guess not. Sky Rogue. Dragon's Lair. Load up Dragon's Lair. It's a trilogy. There are 3 games. There's Dragon's Lair, there's Dragon's Lair 2, and there's Space Ace. Is it Dragon's Lair Time Warp? I think it's the second one. Little Leisure. Ugh. I feel like this is the kind of game that you have to like put the context for why this exists and what was impressive about it. Like if you look at that arcade machine right there, this came out in like 1983. This is back when like Donkey Kong and Galaga and Pac-Man are ruling the arcades, and you have this game show up, and you look at it and you're like, yo, this looks like a cartoon. How do video games look that good? Well, then later on you find like, oh, it's a laser disc, and you're not really doing anything. It's QTEs. It's nothing but QTEs. Plays the heroic Dirk the Daring, a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer, finding your way to the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the dragon's lair. Lead on, adventurer, your quest awaits. I don't know anything about part 2. I know the first one and Space Ace. I'm no good at any of these games. Interview. This is what I'm here for. When I get these collections, I'm always looking for the extra things. It's not so much the games themselves, like what else do you guys have?
Going way back in time was what I'd call the toilet paper version, which was a roll of cash register paper.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Roll it forward and backwards like a player piano, and there were hundreds of hand-painted pictures and text on each on this roll of cash register paper, and the computer would roll it to the one it wanted, stop, and then a light would light up behind, and there was this dark smoke glass, so you couldn't see it until the light lit up. And
so it was mechanical and computer.
Yeah, mechanical and computer.
How long before you came to us? Was that going months before or a year before?
It's probably probably 2 years before.
Wow.
And then after that, we took it to the toy companies.
I'm looking forward to Atari 50. Atari bought the rights like in television or whatever, so they have this in television. A bunch of games in television games came out of there. It was like the first console war. But they're also releasing like a Namco pack for Atari 50, and I've been looking forward to it so much.
And this thing was huge.
There's no release date or time, but man, having like Atari 2600 Pac-Man will be really fun.
Through these hundreds of cards on each reel, and then stop, and then either this light or that light would light up. Same thing with the smoke glass, and you would make your decision.
Determined, weren't you?
Well, I thought it was fun. Then we came up with the first Laserdisc version, which was still pictures. We evolved because for any given scene, we might have 5 or 6 stills, and we had for the first time live voice, and then that led to Dragon's Lair for the coin-op, and we're saying, okay, well, if we're going to do this for coin-op, because we were also developing coin-operated games, and we said, well, if we're going to take this thing, at that time it was called Secrets of the Lost Woods, and that became Dragon's Lair. And Dragon's Lair was just a working name, and you know how that goes. It stuck. If you recall, we had demonstrations and things working when you guys came out to show.
I would love for somebody to have a collect. I don't know what you would do. I guess like a Sega Saturn collection. Just talking about the Saturn and like how they just got destroyed from the PlayStation without E3 press conference. The guy just comes out there, he's like $2.99, and then he just walks off stage.
I still remember the day you and Jim Pierce came to the
Oh
studio,
man,
and when you
it's so good.
We all looked at each other going, what are they talking about? I mean, it was just...
It's back when I think we used to have E3 here.
And all the way through it, I mean, probably, if you remember, you came to us, I think, in October of '82. And we jumped on it right away. And Don
Do you see how jacked up the scaling is on all of this stuff? These animations, like his size keeps changing so much.
And then he started asking questions like, wait a minute, we're going to go to there's a moment any time during this little sequence of this particular room where he might die. We have to come up with ways of branching the
nomenclature, though, and we would say, this is a threat moment, this is a resolve moment. This is a new threat moment, this is a resolve moment. So we kept saying threat, resolve, threat, resolve. The one that you got me, because I was really out to lunch, was you said, even after you finish the animation, we're going to have to program it. And I thought, a program? Yeah, I know what a program is. You read it when you go to the theater. But I didn't know what programming meant, you know, and I knew that there was somewhere down in San Diego there was something weird going on.
Don Bluth. See, looking at stuff like this makes me want to get that Lunar collection. But I have it on PC. But I bought it to play on Steam Deck, and once my Steam Deck like messed up, like I have no way to play it. And I paid full price for it, so it's not like I waited for a sale. The game never goes on sale.
I think a lot of it had to do with the pressure too. We had the scripts, we had the artists that were doing all these concepts and so forth. And for the most part, our team had no clue about the art of animation.
True.
And so they were coming up with things that
Lunar, yeah, the Lunar collection. For some reason, that is one thing that people pronounce as Lunar. It's kind of like that peanut butter candy that's like M&Ms that people sometimes refer to as Reese's Pieces. It's like, oh, this is a Reese's cup, but for some reason these right here are Reese's Pieces. Lunar is the other one where, like, the first time I heard somebody say it, I was like, what did you say? Lunar, like the moon. I was like, lunar? Silver Star Story.
I think Dragon's Lair, the first one.
Again, I have it on Steam. It's like $50. I don't really know anything about the series. That's why I was like, maybe it'll be worth checking out.
It was a moment of getting acquainted and we knowing what their job was and vice versa. But I believe just the story elements.
It's tough convincing myself to double dip on that. Like, I got the Suikoden collection because I played the first game before and I thought the first game was pretty cool. I've never played the second. I heard the second was one of like the best PS1 RPGs. But Lunar, for like, I'm spending it. If I buy it on Switch, that's $100 I spend on that collection. Like, between the two things. And the only real connection I have between is, I remember like GamePro used to talk about it in the back of the magazines with all the, you get like a cloth map when you bought the game and all sorts of stuff.
And the problem was sometimes what we were ending up with wasn't playable as a game. It was beautiful as a piece of film, but they would get it back and go, he changed it. How are we gonna play with this?
The way my brain hasn't worked in the past is that I would see something and it would come in a concept. Maybe it's just in script form or written right there, and I'd say, oh, okay. So immediately I see the visions of it and what could be. So then, in so doing, I'm not gonna let those words.
So I'm gonna cut the camera
push further.
So I can eat.
You have to push it to a place.
What else will
where,
be here?
we get something that's really, really excellent. Which again, what you're doing is building on something that's been put underneath you.
Speaking of this, another game I keep looking at here is the WWE 2K whatever, is it 2K26, 25, whatever the current one is. It's pretty tempting, but I think I own it on PC, but I got it on sale on PC. I think I got it for like a discounted price or something. Maybe it was like $40 instead of $60.
You should know the ideas are going to come. They come from out there somewhere.
I think it has me,
Come to you. It doesn't matter.
because it goes on sale on Switch 2 all the time, but the problem is like, it's the size. Like, if the game is, let's say,
And I think that's what we were going
50 gigs, I have to get rid of so much stuff to make room for that one game. On PC, it could be like 120 gigs, but I've got like 5 hard drives, so it doesn't really matter.
Is we were in uncharted waters.
All right, here we go.
So there, it was, a ship without a helm sometimes, because you had never been there and we had never been there. Trying
That was fun though.
trying to
I don't know where you are.
And I think we survived it, and Dragon's Lair went on to become that unimaginable success because of the fact that we really were in uncharted waters, and I think our audience, which is the kids out there, they accepted it for what it was.
Yeah, I think that's what
They didn't have any milestone to compare it to. I want to start that out because we had a moviola, this little thing. It was this big. That was how that's the only way we ever saw this film, was on a moviola. You know, the thing was about this big. Terrible, but it allowed us to see the film. And then the best we got was when we did the transfer onto
Video
a digital.
It was actually a video.
Or video format.
Yeah.
Even on 1-inch C back then, the quality was what today's television is.
Oh,
the
no,
quality
it was
back then.
good quality. I mean, it was better than TV. TV couldn't actually reproduce the.
But for me, I never really got to see a big screen of it.
Yeah.
And so today, when we saw it on HD, it's like, for me, it was like seeing it for the first time. It was just brilliant.
It's just
Colors.
so clear.
Yeah.
You know, dust free.
How about you,
And,
Don?
and of course the sound is.
No, I'm very, very, very pleased with the HD because to me that's what I saw all the way along we were making it. I mean, even with the moviola, so we saw it on a big screen. We projected in a projector. You sit on the big screen and you look at it, you see all the colors, all of the definitions, all of the lights and everything. It's all working together. So I'm used to seeing that. And so all the other formats we put this game to, I just sort of
Because it was a lot less than what
Oh, I
always
would
less,
not look
yeah.
at them. I would not look at them. See, I can look at this now and I can say, oh yeah, okay, that's closer.
Well, you're a motion picture artist.
And really all that was got done was a concept, not even a game design, just a one-page concept of what it was going to be. And Don did a poster, a pencil for a poster of Barnacle Bill and the Sea Beast. And I think Don Moore or Ron Diaz, one of the background artists, painted it into a poster about this big. And people have seen that. People,
You know,
and they've asked about it.
Part of what happens too is over the years, I've noticed that we pick an interesting title, then try and fit a story into it. I mean, All Dogs Go to Heaven was one of those titles. And you do it hoping that, you know, it has an attraction from just the concept or from the title of the thing. Sea Beast was one of those that just sort of rings when you hear it, the Sea Beast, you know, what is it? And some titles don't have that at all. And I think anything, we would have been glad to do anything where you tell a story because it's the storytelling that's fun, whether it's a game or whether it's a movie. Movies are a lot of fun because they keep you employed for a long time and you have this rising action and a climax and the falling off action and you have really interesting characters. With a game, had it gotten to the place where you could have an interactive movie, if it had progressed to that, I would have been really
That would have been a real challenge.
because you know what, being passive, just sitting watching a movie and getting an opinion is all you really have. I don't think that's quite as interesting as participating in the movie somehow. Even if you're scared to death and you scream, at least you participated. But if you just sit and watch, it's not quite the thrill.
Let me share a little more of the backstory too, because when we did Secret of Nim, our composer Jerry Goldsmith took the film or brought the film to Steven Spielberg's attention, and we had a meeting with Steven right after the completion of the showing of that. It was like August, early September of '82, and he looked at it and he says, "Gosh, I thought this died with Walt Disney. You know, the style and the lushness of and the effects and." It was especially complimentary on the dub, which was much fuller and richer than most animated movies done before. And he said, we need to do something together. Well, it took 2 years before he came back to us. And he came back, it's just like Rick walked in the middle of a union strike. Spielberg walks in when the game industry fell apart. Here we had a lineup of, I think Don came up in a little group of story people we had in there. Will Finn and Lorna was involved, John Pomeroy. Came up with a list of 30 games. 10 children games that were educational and teaching how to do addition and subtraction and multiplication. They were little stories and the computer would bring up random things like 1 + 3 = and you had to give the right answer for the story to continue. It would be animated. And then we had 10 moral games for children that taught, you know, morals, like the story of Cinderella, but we called it, I think, Cinder Mouse.
Cinder Mouse, right.
And then there were 10 action games for teenagers. And so they had a poster for every one of those, and one of those was Barnacle Bill and the Sea Beast. We trotted those off to, we had done 2 animatics, or was it just one?
I think it's just one.
We did an 8-minute animatic of something called Dottie Do the Sum. It was a character named Dottie, D-O-T-T-I-E. And we did an animated 8-minute piece, and IBM took it out and did a $100,000 survey with it, and parents were thrilled with the idea. But they said, well, there's just not enough players in the home for Laserdisc.
Hardware.
And we said, we're making razor blades. Give the players away. This is something that is going to lead into other and new technology. We didn't get any comers. So just at the time that failed, up stood Spielberg saying, I found something. It's called An American Tail.
I'd love to do that article, Bill.
Yeah, it would. I think maybe the wouldn't necessarily be an arcade game, although you could test it in arcades to find out if it would work. But with the ability to do interactive DVD now, I mean, it seems to me that you've got a lot more homes that are equipped to play such a game. I mean, I thought it was interesting that Digital Leisure came up with a way to play Dragon's Lair using your remote controller on your DVD player. I mean, you know, with forward, back, you know, select for the button, and kids can play it with one hand, or parents.
Yeah, it's amazing because they weren't designed to be used for that way. No one really thought of that. But
and even those 30 games that we had designed for to work with IBM for that were educational, or they were just basically action-adventure activity games for teenagers, and then, but especially the ones that were 3 to 5 or 6-year-olds learning math, learning all the forms of math, you know, adding, subtracting, multiplication, you know, where they have to do some memorization of your timetables and your numbers. Everybody saw it as being very helpful, and I don't think it's any different today. I think that's something that done probably even in a CG format, which the kids are used to now. That was Rick's testing. I think things were animated. Some things actually were all the way to color. Some weren't. I know Digital Leisure took the gargoyle sequence. We were able to find all of the pencil tests, and were able to send those up to Digital Leisure, and they actually colored them and used the backgrounds and produced a version of it that the fans could all see. But those sequences were taken out because Rick's group, when they did the pay testing, bringing you know, game enthusiasts in and paying them an hourly salary to play the game and tell them what works and what doesn't work, those sequences were hard to understand and
hard to play. They
downright
weren't fun.
boring. It said, no, that sequence doesn't work, doesn't interest me, and it's difficult to get through. So,
That's an easy thing, though. That's a really easy thing to go through, because in movies all the time, a movie starts out really, really good and then it sags. And you say the material's bad, cut it out, you know, so then you have to hook it together again. And movies are always, they're sagging. And the sag moment is the moment that you're not doing anything very interesting. In games, you know, you have the same thing.
And that was a highly contested issue at the time, and it got left out in terms of the gameplay because we just found it was too hard for an opening gambit into the game. It was too difficult. Too many people were getting frustrated and they walk away from the machine, wouldn't put any more quarters in. So we basically just had to let it go. We didn't want to, but we found that for the average Joe Blow just starting, that's their first impression, and if they can't be successful at it, they're not going to keep putting money into the machine. So
I think when those one-eyed tentacles came out of the water, it was really handsome to look at. At the same time, it was a shock, and they wouldn't even be thinking about what move they had to make.
And they couldn't figure it out.
So they couldn't figure it out. So, you know, and if they did figure it out, it actually jumped over the final action of that, you know, him breaking through and falling into the water.
A coin operator has always been a true test of the quality of a game, because you're really asking a kid to reach into his pocket and pull out more money. And the game better be really good for him to reach into his pocket and pull out more money.
We did the first test of Dragon's Lair as far as exposing it to the audience was at the March 1983 game show in Chicago, and it was such a huge hit. I think that gave everybody the impetus to keep going and get going on the next thing.
That reminds me of that story when Jim was at the show, and at the end of the show, I asked Jim, I said, well, how did it go? And he had that
Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat grin on his face, and I'm going, oh God. And he goes, we booked $10 million in sales.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Only
And,
3 sequences. It only had 3 playable sequences.
And that was 3 days. That was a 3-day show. And I, to book that kind of orders in 3 days, wow.
Let's see, my favorite scene in Dragon's Lair, let me think. It might be that sort of a magic room he goes in and it says, eat me and drink me, and I just thought it was, just the concept was funny. It was a very, very short scene, but been a lot of requests from people that actually wanted to buy the cells and the background from that sequence, and it was funny. We never could find the background. So
My man,
missing
if you can
some of
find
their
that,
careers.
it's not. The thing is that like what's really cool about that time period, like say they had
Sequence 13.
Hold on, let me drop the volume now.
That made the game. That was the payoff.
The dragon.
So the GBA, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 was a great game, I guess. Back then I used to love 1 more than 2, and then I loved 3 more than both of them.
I found it interesting that
What was really interesting is seeing
there was never a peep in the press.
they ported Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 to the GBA, and it was one of the top rated GBA games. It's really weird because it's not the same as the other games, but when you play it and you get used to it, you're like, oh, you can put your mind in like, all right, I'm playing this in 3D, but it's like an isometric game. Mortal Kombat is the same kind of thing where it's like, all right, it's a 2D game because you're playing it on a GBA, but I think you have like side steps and you got all the weird stance change things. I sucked at Deadly Alliance. I did not like those games. That entire like period, whatever those 3 games were, it's I mean, you can go up to, it's everything before MK versus DC. I never played that specific game, but those games in that time period are all weird. To me, at least.
2000, I guess you'd have to multiply it into a cube. It was very tall shelves, industrial shelves, that every shelf was filled with our archive. And that is all with the Savannah College of Art and Design and at the disposal of those art students. We've had a completed script for over 3 years now, and we've had some very positive meetings with the studios. Right now, and the studios agree it shouldn't be done as a CG movie. It should be done in traditional animation, like the original game. But traditional animation right now is in sort of limbo, and somebody, it's going to take a risk taker that's willing to put up the money to make one of these movies. And
Man,
right now,
one of the funniest things about old games is
restarting their 2D division.
there's all these handhelds that are out there that are designed to play old games, but then you get to a certain point and you realize like, oh man, what can I do on my phone? And you realize like I can play GameCube. You can play GameCube games and like PS2 games. There are Switch emulators for like Android phones right now. So if you have like a modern Android phone, like a top-end one, you can play Switch games on there. That's crazy. But it's fun seeing what you can get away with. You're not gaming on your phone. You're gaming on your phone with a controller. So it's like, all right, this is different. Honestly, the biggest thing that holds me back from playing emulators and stuff on my phone, even though I have them all installed, is I always get paranoid either about battery life or people calling me while I'm playing a game. Like, say if you're playing, like, I don't know, Ocarina of Time, and you get up to fighting like Ganondorf or whatever, and you gotta like do that weird, crazy escape sequence, and all of a sudden, like, I don't know, somebody from work calls, and you're like, fuck. I think a lot of gaming modes on at least Android phones give you the option to like hide notifications, but like, sometimes it's something important. It's like, oh, what were you doing? Oh, I was playing Ocarina of Time on my phone. So I missed your call.
Don't give this away.
I won't give it away.
So keep your fingers crossed.
Here we go. Oh, you can watch game? Oh, that's crazy. Boy, oh boy. I actually was, what was I playing? I think I was playing Battlefield 6 on my phone recently. I have a, game, sir. I'm gonna type it out in chat. So I had a Razer Kishi, the V1 model, which was like, it was perfect because it fit in my pocket, but the problem is that the analog sticks would always break off after a while. It was either the analog sticks or like the R2 button would just like pop off the controller. I bought like 4 of those things. So I got a Kishi V2, and the problem is that that thing is like twice as big. Like it doesn't collapse, so it's not really pocket sized. So now I have some sort of GameSir controller, which is the same thing but like better, I guess. The last time I played Battlefield, I got home from work and I was super tired and I was like, oh, to play this, I want to play a couple of like campaign levels on my phone, I guess, from bed. I think I got through like 3 before anybody called me. Not the worst thing ever, but it's also not like... Sorry, I've never used the arcade interface before. Alright, let's, okay, I got a game over there. We're gonna quit this, we're gonna turn off the arcade interface, and then we're gonna go, back to whatever the default is. Oh, for this? No, I do have an arcade stick that will work on here, but no. Actually, the reason I bought the Pac-Man Museum on Switch is because the Switch 2 has a really good kickstand, and I was thinking about playing this in like vertical mode with my arcade stick one day. The Namco, where's that? Where is this thing at? The Namco collection. Do I have it installed in here? Oh, there it is. This right here. This actually, most of these games are vertical, so you can actually set it up to be like in vertical mode on the Switch. And for the original Switch, there was a thing called the flip grip you could buy, where you could like slot the Joy-Cons in vertically and play it like an actual arcade machine. Yeah, I'm sorry. Until I get a new Steam Deck, man. I'll be here. New game, we're gonna cut off this, switch to... Not really. I do if I play with stuff with you, but a lot of times the problem is like, I just don't have a lot of time at home, so I got time right now, you know, after work, but I gotta go to work in the morning, so it's tough setting aside time to game on PC. If I play something on Switch, I could, like this right here, I could just, you know, cut this off right now, take it with me, lay in bed, play it, take it to work. And, if I have to go somewhere, like take my mom somewhere, I can play it there. But if I'm playing on PC, I can't rely on my Steam Deck anymore. So the Steam Deck breaking really did cut down time on PC stuff. It's not fully broken. It kind of works, but not reliably. Uh-oh. Do you see how much bigger the icon is? Look at half a second to respond. Come on. Wrong button. Game over. Game over, man. Let's try again. I did the same thing. Oh my gosh, come on. What's happening here? Come on, man. They give you like half a second to respond. It's okay, buddy. It's fine. The big difference in score, man. Alright, that's not what I wanted. Space Ace.
Oh, far out.
I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
Disappointing.
Aha! Borf is here!
Get me out of here! There's Borf's ship.
Close main main.
There's Borf's ship.
Close main main.
I keep pressing the damn shoot button right there.
There's Borf's ship.
Close main main.
Whoa! Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy!
Get me out of here!
They give you so much more time in this game compared to Dragon's Lair.
Whoa! Space station, request permission to land. Aha! Borf is here!
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal off all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
messed up. Game over. I got this like the genie from Aladdin, but from Wish, staring at me with this stupid mustache. Dumb. Whatever.
Aha! Borf is
Well,
here.
about an hour and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and stop now. I should be back on Saturday night. I need to finish eating. So, anyway, we have a good night, and I'll catch you later. Peace.